Hey guys, just on the roof of this Jayco here, and yeah, check this out. Welcome back guys, Matty Extreme Auto Caravan and Camping on another big off-grid setup. This one is on a Jayco Basestation. These toy haulers are pretty cool. You can have your bikes in the rear and your go-karts or whatever you want. Even beds, as these guys have this set up with the beds at the moment. So pretty cool caravan, this, really like it. So it's got good bones. And these guys want a power system that allows them to run their air conditioning and their coffee machine, microwave and toaster and kettle all from batteries. And we've been able to do that for them. This actually has two air conditioners on the roof of this. So there are two IBIS 4 air conditioners, guys. So they wanted a decent sized power system to be able to run things for like a really long time, and to be able to run things without a generator and have a backup system that just works well. They've got a compressor fridge, this is the Dometic compressor fridge in this. So the factory system on this came out with lithium batteries in this location. So it came out with a couple of Sphere 120 amp hour lithium batteries. It was just nowhere near sufficient to be able to run their needs and to do what they wanted to do. So the system we came up with was on the large scale of things. We have gone for 950 amp hours. So there are 3 PowerPaul Scouts. They've actually tested at 317 amp hours each. There are 3 of them, guys, in this location, factory location, beautifully installed, nice and neat, ready to go. The existing power management system remains on this Jayco. This has the projector power management system. That all remains in situ. It is now basically a 12-volt distribution box. No chargers go through it anymore. So no solar, no mains and no vehicle charging is taken care of by the Jayco factory system. It is all now third party with very, very large numbers. Let's get into that. Right, so charging on this one, absolutely huge. 3 methods of charging, as all of you guys know that we deal with on a daily basis in the caravan and camping industry. You've got mains, solar and vehicle. So the mains charging on this one is the Victron multiplus inverter charger. So that's a 120 amp charger on board that. So when these guys plug in the mains power at a station stay or at a caravan park, that charger will ramp up at full song and pump in 120 amps. If there is solar available, it will come in on top of that. So the system has the advantage of charging from multiple sources simultaneously to gain that extra amount of power. I mean, why wouldn't you do it? You've got solar available and the batteries need to charge, you can charge them. And this system allows you to do that. It will not shut one off. It will combine the charge sources to bring these batteries up to a full state of charge as quickly as possible. Lithium batteries, you can fast charge them. They're designed for it. So that's the main charger taken care of. DC charging on this one. Now, old mate has informed me he has a very, very awesomely upgraded alternator on his 79 series. He's got a water-cooled, I believe it's a rapid alternator, so it's a water-cooled 200 amp alternator. There are options on the market to, in other products to capitalise on that, but he's already got a system in his canopy that he's using, so he's got a DC charger in that. So I didn't want to rob that alternator of too much energy, but I did want to maximise it. So the solution we came up with was 2 Redarc 40 amp DC chargers. They are right below my bum here, and they are fed by a one single 120 amp Anderson plug on some very, very thick cable. So his vehicle has already been pre-wired with a 120 amp Anderson on, I believe, 2BS cable, so it's very thick cable. We've replicated that system to bring it in here. So when his engine's running, guys, another 80 amps is going to come in to this on top of the solar, which we'll get into in a second. So even if he was getting no solar and he was to drive in the middle of the night, 80 amps an hour is going to be coming in from that engine without even making it, without even pushing the limits of the vehicle. You can do that when you do an upgraded alternator, and we've capitalised on that. So that's that one. Solar. Now, I'm not sure if you saw my other posts on the photos on the roof, but this is a base station, and the hatches are in the centre. All right, so there's a couple of centre hatches because the toilet is in the middle, and the wine guard's in the front left-hand corner. We worked out, originally I quoted old mate on about 1200 watts of solar, and we got on the roof and I worked out that I could definitely do that, and some. I could actually probably get a lot more than what I actually got on the roof if I took the wine guard antenna off, because these guys go bush. We could have fit another 360 on top of this number I'm about to give you. So we have fitted 6 200 watt exotronic panels, so 3 at the rear, another 3 on the front, and we've squeezed in another 2 180 exotronic panels. 1560 watts, guys. We have 1560 watts. That number again, 1560 watts on this Jayco to fill up this 12 kilowatt hour battery as quick as they can. How cool is that? Like, what are we now? We're in August, and we were getting 800-900 yesterday. We had some sun. I was able to test it, so I'll put a snapshot to show you that. Today, yeah, she's overcast, not going to do much, but we're still getting 320 watts at the moment, and the sun is that way behind a bunch of pine trees. So these guys don't receive full charge in this position until about 12 o'clock. That's when the sun gets right on the panels and it ramps up. Funny enough though, we still are, coming out of winter, right at the edge of winter, and so the rear 180 watt panels are still in shade from the air conditioning because the shadows are still quite long. But once we reach sort of September, especially around this meridian where we are in Adelaide, the sun will reach a certain point where the panels are like a Venetian blind, so to speak, and when the sun gets to a certain angle, it will let in more light and you get more power. Flat mounted solar, you just do the best you can, guys. If we could angle them, it would be great, but we can't. So 80 amps of DC to DC charging. We've got 3 solar controllers taking care of the roof, 2 50 amp models and the 30 amp model of all the Victron stuff. We've got the smart shunt down here, we've got the Cerbo Touch 50 and the cerboGX taking care of it. All of this is on the LMI Busman fuse system, which you guys know I love and use all the time. It's all down here and easily identifiable. Everything is just a lot neater. I'll put a picture at the end of this video to show you what it actually looked like once I pulled the battery lids off, the original Jayco setup. Look, I've just put trunking over cable because it was a pretty horrible mess. I've just neatened up the best I can with what I can do. Sensing on this one, so old mate wanted to be able to monitor his gas tanks, so we've done 2 Mopeka LPG sensors for this because he's got those on the drawbar of this, and they're fully monitored on the touch screen here, so he can see his gas bottle levels, guys. Very accurate too. You can add water tank sensors to this. Old mate's chosen not to now because he's got his system that is in situ and that's working fine for him. But if he wants to upgrade to those Bluetooth sensors later on, the Mopekas, he can do that at his own will. There's no wiring involved from the sensor to the servo. It's a Bluetooth system, so it's completely remote. Temperature sensing on this, so this is monitored with the temperatures under here, all up on the touchscreen. And we've done a couple of Ruby tags for old mate. So we've got the freezer temperature and the fridge temperature in his Dometic fridge, so he can monitor those temperatures all up on the touchscreen. The cerboGX is also monitored completely on the VRM portal, so all of the parameters that we've spoken about, all of the charges, the battery state of charge, the temperatures, the gas levels, the solar yield, the solar production, the whole show is completely monitored online. So if I need to firmware update, or if there's something that's released that's better than what's managing it now, we can update people, the customer, anywhere remotely, and we can do that with the system. So once again, guys, 950 amp hours of PowerPaul lithium batteries, handmade in Melbourne. All the Victron fruit. We've got the multiplus inverter charger, 12 3120 amp, running on all of the factory outlets. This is a CMS integration, so it literally plugs into the factory system on this Jayco. 3 smart solar controllers, 2 50 amp models and a 30 amp model to cover the massive 1560 watts of solar on the roof. So the 30 amp model is on the two 180s, the 50 amp model is on the rear 600 watt, and the other 50 amp model is on the front 600 watts. They are, all 3 of them are networked together to combine their charge to put out one uniform charge. Smart shunt down there, that's the 500 amp version. All the LMI bus fuses, nice and neat and factory integrated. We have 2 Redarc DC to DC chargers, 40 amp models on a 120 amp Anderson plug because old mate has the 200 amp rapid alternator water cooled. Factory integrated, guys, nothing changes. This system can be removed very easily. It's a CMS integration. The batteries would come out, you put the old batteries back in, take your batteries and your inverter with you to fit to your new van if required. This system can do that. Cool, let's do some rundowns. These guys actually have the same coffee machine that I have, the DeLonghi Dynamica, so I know how that works quite well. We'll turn that on, put the air conditioners on. Air conditioners, I did say air conditioners because there are 2. So we'll put both IBIS 4s on. It's quite warm in here, they've had the heater running for a bit now, so I'll maybe put it on cold, might be able to cool this air down, see what they can do, guys. Cool. Let's go off grid now. So we are plugged into the shore power here, okay, as you can see. So we'll get rid of this. So we'll go menu, or we'll do it this way. So we'll put it to inverter only, and you'll see that AC input up the top left disappear. Right, so we're essentially free camping now. We are inverting. You can still see we're in shade, so still early in the morning. It's like 10 o'clock, and you know the sun is behind a massive bunch of trees, as you can see out there. So that's where the sun is. So we're in full to the shadows. So we're still in full shadow, and that's the best we're going to get while I do this test in solar. But this test is going to be for discharge from the inverter. So we will ramp up the rear air conditioner, and these touch screens will go cold, and we'll go. Wait for the click, and we'll cool it down to 17. Alright, so we'll put the rear air conditioner on 17 cold. We'll do the same for this one. Whoops, it was already on cold, Matt. It's okay to talk to yourself, it's just when you answer yourself and you've got issues. Alright, so we've got both are on cold. So 2 IBIS 4 air conditioners, guys, all from batteries. Let's let these puppies ramp up. Sound like a couple of Harrier jet engines. So while they're ramping up, we'll chat about their online system. So these guys are running Starlink, and we've fitted the carbon fibre pole for these guys. So these guys are able to have, you know, internet and mobile Wi-Fi phone calling pretty much anywhere in the country. I personally run Starlink. I think it's a great thing. It's a great addition if you can afford it. I think it's $174 for the roam package. If you've got a residential, I think it's $139 a month, and then you can upgrade to the roam, and then when you come back, you can bring it back to residential. But I think the problem with it is if you might not be able to go back to residential if there are too many people in your area. So, but their plans are chopping and changing all the time. So just jump on Starlink's website to see what the latest setup with that is. But with the telescopic pole, they're able to get it above the tree canopy if they're parked in shade somewhere. So they're able to, you know, get a better view of the sky to get away from those obstructions. But they've also got the tripod, so they can still move it away from the van and get it into that open sky, so they can get better signal. We've got them ramping up at the moment. Cool, so both are running. We'll go check this rear one. Maybe we'll go a bit colder. Cold 16. Yeah, we'll go 16. Alright, so that one's on, this one's going. Cool, flip you around, have a look. Well, coffee. Let's see what she's running. Couple of air conditioners and a coffee machine, all from batteries. No shore power. She's off. We are fully from batteries. And you can see we're getting bugger all solar from this massive 1560 watt array because we're in the shade. But this is camping. This is what you would be doing in the bush. Look, fuel tank. I'm not going to do that now, but that would have been the heater element on that thing turning on. So I got the same coffee machine, guys, so kind of know how it runs. It actually makes a half decent coffee. Not bad for an automatic job. Cool bananas. Alright, let's what should we do now? We've got the microwave that's in this one. It's your standard sort of Jayco setup with the sphere units they put in. And I think these are about 1.4 1400 odd watts, maybe 1500 watts. Let's get this one going and we'll see what it's going to pull with both air conditioners running. Microwave, 2 air conditioners. I don't think the other one's actually fully kicked in. But either way, this is the real world. We are running all of the devices, all from batteries, guys. You have to excuse the glare. Actually, I think I can fix that. Ah, that heat's better. Cool. I think that cup's ready. Oh yeah. Cool. Microwave and a couple of air conditioners going. Had the coffee machine going there. Pretty cool. So, you know, induction cooking, all of your electric devices, you know, you got a big screen TV, go nuts, you know. And like I keep saying to you guys, if you've got a 12 volt TV, kudos, happy days. But if you're looking at upgrading your TV and you've got a system like this, just walk into one of your large retailers and get yourself a mains powered smart TV. They've got better sound, they've got better features, probably a better warranty, and the quality's a lot better, guaranteed. And their price point's pretty good too. Actually cheaper than a 12 volt TV. And obviously you'd have to have your inverter on to run it, but when you got a system of this caliber, you don't really have to worry about those sort of low wattage devices. Obviously air conditioning, you still have to be frugal with your power. It doesn't matter how big of a battery bank you have in a caravan and how much solar you've got on the roof. We're not talking 5, 6, 7,000 watts of solar. You know, this is 1.5 kilowatts of solar. So it is, we've done the best we can on the roof, and they are flat mounted. It is always going to be variable. You are not angling those panels to reap all of their power all of the year. Your advantage is your battery bank. If you've got 12 kilowatt hours like these guys have, you can run this air conditioner for probably about 12, maybe 14 hours without anything coming in, without any dramas. And this is also well insulated, this Jayco. Now that there's a tropical roof with all the solar, there's this isn't going to heat up nowhere near what it did. And if you manage your energy properly too, i.e. put your air conditioner on earlier in the morning and let it run during the day while those peak sun hours are there, you will find you'll use a lot less battery, if any at all, because you've kept that temperature in your caravan a lot cooler, so the air conditioning isn't cycling off and on all the time. And that's another point, temperature. You will find your air conditioner will run more efficient at a certain temperature compared to other people. So when you ask other people, what do you run your air conditioner at? It might be very different to you guys. Your van is going to absorb heat differently, that's cycled off, and it's going to chop and change differently. So you might find it will use so much less energy on 22 degrees compared to what it would use on 21. Vice versa, it might use way more energy on, you know, 23, and then you find that you have to put it to 25 or 26 for it to be really energy efficient. It's always going to change, guys, but my point is simple. Use the system and learn what it can and can't do. You're not going to break it. You're only going to discharge the batteries, and you can charge them back up. Sun, mains, or vehicle. And every system is different, guys. Scroll through my videos and you will see what we do, which I encourage you to do, because there are so many different variances on every job. Battery bank size, solar size, DC charging size, portable solar. It's all different. These guys have portable solar as well. So one of the Redarc chargers we've used for a side solar input, so they can plug in, you know, another 400 or 500 watts of solar if they wish to, if they park in a shade or they want more energy. Thermostatically controlled fan down there, guys, if you can see it. So that there is preset on a temperature sensor. So when this area reaches a certain temperature, that fan will kick in and out based on that. It will draw hot air out if it's in there, and obviously turn off once it is nice and cool in that area. And that's fully programmable up on the touchscreen and fully controllable up on that touchscreen as well. There's the DC chargers, 2 of them there. So we've got a side solar on this one. That's running nice and well there. So 2 40-amp chargers there, tucked away. Definitely there. You wouldn't even know they're there. There we have it, guys. Another big off-grid setup on a Jayco Basestation. This is cool. I love this. 1500 odd watts of solar, 950 amp hours of lithium, all the Victron fruit, fully programmable, all at your fingertips. Very easy to use. A couple of air conditioners on this thing. These guys are really off-grid. Enjoy that one, guys. Like and subscribe. I'll keep the videos coming. Thanks for watching. Look at all this solar. Not bad, eh? So we've got 2 180 exotronics here along this side, so the passenger side. And another 3 200 watts here out the front. We've got 3 more 200s. We'll do some numbers there, guys. There's some big numbers on this. And we've also done the Starlink for him, so that's it here. You can see it. It's the carbon fibre pole that we do. Locks into place, really easy to use if you guys have Starlink. And it gets it away from, you know, your obstructions, and you can still obviously use your tripod on it if you wish, but this just makes it nice and easy if you want to get above the canopy for whatever reason. And obviously if that's north facing, you know, that's going to cast a big shadow, so you know, that's why we do the split arrays, so these 2 panels out of here won't affect the rest of the system at all. Excellent.